What up, what up, what up? Junebug 99. And today will be a different type of story time. This takes place based upon my hell testimony. And it's been having mixed reviews. There's trolls on there saying that they don't believe me. There's certain people that's commenting on the video saying that weed doesn't lead you to hell, or weed I must have been on some type of drugs. But I'm not here to explain myself or try to reason with anybody. All I know is my own experience with marijuana. And when I had smoked marijuana, that one time I had tripped out so bad that I was somewhere else. And if y'all want to look at that video, it's on the channel. But I'm not finna to argue with anybody. If anybody has a problem with what I've said, if they feel like I'm lying, then just leave my channel. Don't subscribe. Don't show any support, because you don't believe me. So why are you putting all this attention on my channel? Only God is the one that I'm worried about. Like, I'm not worried about anything else. And that's all about that. But this video will be about dealing with the paranormal. I'm not that old. I'm in my early 20s. And when I was younger, I've never seen a ghost or an aspiration in my face. I have never seen it, but I felt it before. I felt evil spirits around me. I felt of bad energy around me. So when I was a kid, when I was like 6, 7, maybe 8 years old, I would always tell my mom or dad that I see things in my room at night. They wouldn't believe me. They wouldn't believe anything that I was telling them. But I seen things in my room when I was a child. In this, I not sat and seen apparitions. I seen shadows in my room of life-size people, like against the walls, and like the walls, I'll see like a whole bunch of shadows, like in the corner, or it'll always be when my room is dark and it's nighttime. So when I was a kid, my mom, she told me not to pay a lot of attention to it and to ignore it. So I ignored it. I never paid the attention. I didn't feed it, and nothing happened to me. As I got older, I've never really seen a ghost. I've never seen any type of spirit in its physical form. I've never seen it. I've never seen what they look like or anything. The only thing I seen was shadow people. And I was so young, to the point where this year I was listening to somebody's story, and they were talking about shadow people, and I had like a flashback to when I was 6 years old. When I was 5, my dad, me, and my sister. My sister is a year older than me. She was born in 1999. I was born in 2000. She's a year older than me. My dad, he was taking care of us. My mom, she wasn't in the picture. She was a deadbeat. And we used to stay in this house. I was a baby. I was so young. I was like, I don't think I was 4 yet. I was 4. I was real young. This happened 20 years ago. I don't remember seeing or hearing any voices or seeing any shadows, but my memory is so strong that one night my father had his friends over, and we turned off every light in the house. And the basement was supposedly where all the paranormal activity was happening. We turn off the basement light, and we all are on the opposite end of the house. My dad tells his friends, watch this. and the light switch turns on by itself. Nobody's downstairs. Nobody, like, this is something, I'm 4 years old and I remember this. Why would I lie about this? The light turned on by itself. My dad thinking it's funny. He's never been too scared of the paranormal activity. I don't think it's a joke to joke around spirits or play with them or play with any Ouija boards or anything, because I don't want to invite anything into my life, so I don't play those games. Anything that's paranormal, I dismiss it or I don't pay it any attention, because giving it any bad attention can make things worse. So that was one of my first paranormal activity experiences. We're going to fast forward from 2004 to 2011. This is 6 years later. I'm 11 years old. I'm around my mom, and they weren't together. My mom and dad split up in 2003. So I'm with my mom. The house they used to live in it has like 7 bedrooms. Big house. It didn't have a basement, but it was a 2-story house. And it wasn't finished. My little sister's she's 10 years old. The man that my mom was dating at the time, that's my little sister's dad. I have nothing but respect for him. One of the best men my mom has ever seen, and my mom did him wrong, but that's besides the point. His family was rich and well off, and they built this house in like the 1980s. The house wasn't complete, and it was full of just stuff that his grandmother bought, because she would hoard a lot of things that she liked. So the house was filled to the brim with just shit. And we had to clean it out and get it back to looking right. But I remember one specific night, 30 years after the house was built, I'm in the living room by myself, next to the fireplace. There's a certain section of the house where it's divided off from the rest of the house. But you have to go through that section in order to get inside the house. So I'm next to the fireplace, and I hear my name being called in my mother's voice. I heard my name, clear as day. My nickname was Doon Doon. One of the worst nicknames ever. But I heard Doon Doon. I heard it in my mom's name. I mean, my mom's voice, clear as day. So as I'm fisting, it's like a glass door that divides this area, but they kept it covered for some reason. They didn't like looking at it at all. They liked it covered. So I'm fisting walk through this room, and all the hairs on my body stand up. I feel like very evil and negative, vibes coming from over there. I didn't even walk through the door. As soon as I got to it, it's like something evil was waiting on me on the other side. And as soon as I got to the door, my mom's like, she comes from behind me and says, "Why are you going in there in the dark?" And I was like, "Didn't you call me from over here?" And she was like, "No, I ain't called your name at all. I was upstairs." That creeped me out. That creeped me the hell. That really sent shivers down my spine. It creeped me out, because now I'm really young. I'm like 10 or 11, but I'm not no fool. I don't watch scary movies, so I watch Paranormal Activity. So I'm thinking it's a ghost in this house or something. So after that, I wasn't down there by myself no more. That was that experience. Another experience happened a couple years later. I was 13 years old, 2013, in 7th grade. I think I used to have to get up for school at 5 in the morning, 5 a.m., because school started at 7 a.m. So I was up 2 hours earlier. Bus comes at about 6:10. So I'm outside at 6 a.m. getting ready. It's cold. and it's pitch black outside, and I'm the only one out there. Y'all don't have to believe me, but this is what I seen. This is what I believe I saw. I always had like creepy vibes being out there by myself, because something used to just feel like something was just watching me. Like, I used to feel like eyes used to be glued on me. One morning, I only seen it for a split second, maybe like 5 seconds, but one morning, I'm out there and the bus is coming. So I'm seeing the bus. It turns and it stops at the stop sign and opens the door for me to get on the bus. But I turn around. Nobody else seen it but me. The bus headlights in that area next to my house, I seen something that was horrifying. Horrifying. I seen a figure. It looked like, I don't know what it was, a demon or whatever the fuck it was. It was standing on the side of the house. It had no eyes. It had, its mouth was like gaped wide open. Like, imagine your mouth open like this, but it's more wide. Where its eyes are supposed to be its dark holes. Like a skull with no eyes. And its mouth it's nothing but darkness. So imagine a figure with 3 holes in its face. One right here, one and 2 right here. No, nothing else but those type of features. No teeth. And it's all black. It's black like this right here. Like this. It's this color. And it looked like it was burnt. And it was disfigured. And that, I only seen it for a little bit. Other than that, I've never seen it again after that. I think that's my third paranormal experience. My 4th paranormal experience, my uncle had died around that time too. He died from a sickness. I'm not going to disclose what happened, but he passed away. And I remember it was my first funeral. I was 10 years old when I was there. First time experiencing looking at a dead body, and I was uncomfortable. So I'm a little boy, and I see my uncle. He was already skinny, but when I looked at his body, like, he looked like a skeleton in his coffin. Like, not like exactly like a skeleton, but he was so skinny, and like the embalming process, like whatever they took out of him, he didn't look like himself. And it freaked me out to the point where we were supposed to be having dinner after, like, having food after the funeral. And I told my grandma I want to go home. Like, I just didn't want to be around nobody no more. Like, it hurt me seeing him and creeped me out and freaked me out to the point where I got bad vibes. Like, and I just didn't want to be back at the church, and I wanted to go home. I didn't want to eat. I wanted to be at home. So they took me home. My auntie, she passed away in 2020. RIP to her. But she's asking me, am I okay? Like, she's worried about me because I'm just coloring. Like, they're trying to feed me food. I'm pushing the food away. I'm not wanting to eat it. I just didn't want to eat. Like, I just, looking at my uncle like that fucked me up. Seeing him like that. And I say that was the first funeral I ever been to. And this is a coincidence, but I had a dream one night, and we used to go to Worlds of Fun or amusement parks as kids. My uncle, he appears to me in the dream. He's happy. He says that he's not in pain anymore, and he looks healthy. He looks happy. And he takes me and my sister to Worlds of Fun, and he paid for us to go in. This is the dream. This isn't when he was alive. This is after he died. I had a dream like a month later, and He takes us to worlds of fun. And after that, I've never had another dream about him again. Um, the dream cut off after he paid for the ticket. I was 10 years old. So that just shows me that how the hell is a child getting these type of dreams? And he knows that after the dream is over, that his uncle isn't in pain anymore. I was young, like ain't no way a child should be knowing about that. I think that was that was the fourth experience. The fifth experience happened probably about 10 years later or 11 years later. No, it was 12 years later because that happened in 2010. And in 2022, I had came home from Virginia. I had smoked weed because I was stressed out. I was depressed. I was miserable because of a breakup. And I was so like hurt and distraught that I would just scream at the top of my lungs. And I would hit myself like this and I would just go crazy sometimes because this would be when I'm by myself because I felt like something was like attacking me. Like when you have demons that are after you, it ain't like the movies. You're going crazy. Like you start losing your mind. You start like it's like they fuck with your mental health, and the worse off that you are mentally, if you try to kill yourself, that means that like you have demons around you. And around this certain point in time, this is the worst I ever felt depressed, ever in my life. And I attempted to take my life by hanging myself. And around this time, I wasn't doing good mentally. I was having a lot of sleep paralysis, and sleep paralysis had something to do with the paranormal. And at the rate that it was happening, it's like it depends how bad the dream is. I can't wake up from my dreams, and when I do wake up, I can't move. Like even in my sleep, I can't move. It's like everything is like I don't have control over my body. The only thing I can do is like shake or I try to like shake myself awake, and that's how I got out of it. I would shake myself by vibrating my body to the point till when I could start moving again. And the times that I've been awake during sleep paralysis, I ain't never seen nothing. But I'm gonna tell you the one time that I seen something in my room. I was fresh from home, 2022. I'm not having a good time. I'm staying with my grandmother. You know, I'm being treated badly. Like it's like I was not in a good space at the time, and the demons knew, the evil spirits knew that I was depressed, and drew them to me. It's like all that negative energy that was around me at the time, those was demons. One night I had sleep paralysis. I woke up, it was 3 a.m. I can't move my body. I can't move my body. Like I'm stuck, and the only thing I can do is look. Like I can look, because my head is like this. I can either look at the ceiling, or I can make my eyes look towards the side of me. I look towards my left. There's a dark. I don't know what it was. It wasn't big. It wasn't like a huge spirit. The spirit was the size of a 3-year-old. Like picture a 3-year-old. That's how big it was. And it was just moving around like, and I didn't get scared for some reason. I wasn't afraid at all. I wasn't scared. So I looked at it, and in my brain was, I don't got time for this shit anymore. Like, because I had it so much that I didn't care. And I went to sleep. And after that, I've never experienced no paranormal activity or sleep paralysis again. I ain't experienced shit else after that. And it's like when I try to open up to people about what I was going through, nobody would listen to me. People would get angry. You know, I tried to tell my dad, my father, about what I was going through, and he dismissed it. And like, so it just really showed me that people aren't going to believe you until either something bad happens to you. And when they usually believe you, it's either too late. It's either that you done been hurt or you done died. Oh, that scare me. But it's either when you die, that's when they believe you. And I felt helpless at the time, and all I wanted to do was take my life. So if you're going through sleep paralysis, or you done had a testimony, or you done dealt with the spirits, you ain't the only one. And if nobody believes you, you're not the only one. I've experienced this. I went through people not believing me, shutting me out, basically writing me off. Like whatever I said, I never said it in the first place. If you know your family is prone to act a certain way, don't tell them anything that's going on with you. Don't tell them anything. If you are experiencing demonic energy, you need to dismiss it. Don't play around with stuff like that. Dismiss it. Cleanse your house. Go talk to a priest. Don't tell nobody what you're going through. I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm only here to teach everybody. I'm a young man, and I feel like it's my journey to tell people the truth and tell people what they need to hear. Junebug99 signing out. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Peace and blessings. Peace.